This week, I managed to self-sabotage myself in 9 different ways, and I still lost weight. So let's talk about the different ways that I self-sabotaged this week. Number 1 was the blame game. I blamed my husband for not cooking the food that I thought he should cook, even though I didn't tell him I thought he should cook it. I blamed the weather for not walking my dog. I blamed my air conditioner being broken. These are all ways that I decided that I should self-sabotage myself because these things weren't going according to plan. That's what I do. The second way in which I self-sabotaged myself this week was not making a plan. Not going to the store in order to have healthy foods in the house that I could easily prep and prepare and make. I did go to the store and I bought some items that I thought we were going to have, and I didn't have a backup plan for when our air conditioner broke and we didn't want to heat up the house. So that is another way. Need to have those backup plans for whenever things aren't always, going according to plan. The third way that I self-sabotaged myself this week was not asking for help. I didn't ask my husband to help me and to cook dinner, to help me with meal prepping, to help me with making a plan. What are we going to eat today? I didn't have these conversations, and these in turn were not helpful for me. They weren't helpful for me in making my plan. They weren't helpful for me in following my plan. They weren't helpful for me in making the foods that I know that are good and nutritious and healthy for me to eat. So that was the number 3 way that I self-sabotaged this week. The number 4 way that I self-sabotaged this week was I wasn't leveling up. I wasn't thinking about how can I make this meal that I'm making, how can I make this meal more nutritious? What can I include in it that's going to be better for my body, a better fuel for my body? How's it going to feed me better? I didn't level up my exercise. So if I couldn't walk the dog, fine. But could I have worked out at home? Was there a dance video I could put on? Could I have done some, just regular squats and jumping jacks and who knows what other kind of exercises, but some kind of calisthenics that I could have maybe included instead of walking the dog, more indoor type exercise that I could have included. Self-sabotage. Number 5 way that I self-sabotaged this week was I didn't set a goal. And I'm not talking about like a goal weight. I'm talking about goals as far as my actions, something that I can measure. So how many days am I going to make a plan? How many days am I going to drink my water? What are my goals according to those items? The number 6 way was not taking responsibility, and this ties directly into the first one, the blame game. So I'm blaming everything else on what I'm doing instead of taking responsibility and ownership for why I wasn't writing my plan, why I wasn't following my plan. You can't follow a plan if you don't write a plan, number 1. You need to write a plan. And then I need to follow my plan. And then I need to get my water in, and I need to get my sleep. These are the 4 basics. So easy. Follow the hunger scale. Eat when hungry, stop when satisfied. That seems to be the only one that I can follow these days. I'm dialed in on that, but all the other ones I just kind of keep letting this self-sabotage creep in to my life, and it's not working out for me, even though I did lose weight this week. Number 7. The number 7 way that I self-sabotaged this week was allowing doubt and excuses. Doubt that I can lose the weight. Excuses, but they're like, my excuses are piling up bigger than a CVS receipt, let me tell you. I can just, the weather, the air conditioner, my husband, not having healthy foods, not having time, being tired, being sick of being at home, wanting to go on vacation, because of birthday months for my brothers, because of so many reasons. I'm allowing doubt and excuses and justifications and reasons and all of these things, and I'm self-sabotaging myself. Number 8, feeling entitled to lose weight. Yeah, I've been at this for 9 months. 9 months, and I've lost 35 pounds. And I feel entitled. I feel like, I should just be able to go through the motions and lose weight, but I'm not putting in the same level of work and effort that I was on month number 1. I feel entitled. I feel like it should just come off, and I know that that is a wrong thought. That is not the way that I need to be thinking. I need to be thinking that I can, and I will, and I'll do this, and if I just put in the work and the effort, I can. Number 9, comparison. There are a lot of people on this planet that are trying to lose weight. There are a lot of people that are talking about it on YouTube, on Reddit, on Facebook. Wherever you go, people are talking about how they're losing weight. And some of these people are like killing it. Like, I'm just so impressed with their level of commitment and excitement and just how awesome they are. There's just so many people out there that are just so awesome, and I follow some of them and I'm just like, I can't compare myself to them. This is my adventure. This is my weight loss journey. This is my story, and this is how I'm losing weight, the way that I'm going to live it. I'm not one of those people that can go just all out crazy and be super zoned in, focused, and lose the weight that way. That's not anything that's sustainable for me, because I'm going to get burnt out fast. I have to go at a steady pace, one that works for me. So I cannot compare myself to others. There's this guy that I watch on YouTube. He has this it's a finance channel. He's talking about saving money and getting out of debt and all these things. Q makes it happen. And he talks about comparison in his own journey. So it doesn't just apply to weight loss, it applies to other aspects of our life. We can't always compare ourselves to others. We have to stay in our own lane and do what's right and what's working for us and what's good for us and how we feel is the most advantageous way for us. And that's how I'm trying to look at this. But I do get down sometimes whenever I see other people that are losing weight so much faster than I am. But I'm losing weight. That's the thing. Last week I weighed in at 232.6, and this week I weighed in at 231.2. So I did lose 1.4 pounds this week. Despite 9 different ways that I just told you about self-sabotage, I still managed to lose. Because the habits that I've been creating over these 9 months, I'm telling you, these habits are becoming more in the back of my head. So even if I'm not going through all of the motions, I'm learning. I'm figuring some things out, and I'm able to, whenever I'm having this, what I want to call like weight loss fatigue set in, I still have these habits that I formed that can help carry me through this. Years ago, we bought this house and it had this humongous great room. It was very large. It was like a dining room, living room combination, and you could fit all the people in this room. And I decided that I was going to do a faux paint job on this room. It took me a full week, 8 hours a day of painting to finish this room. So we had to, first of all, you had to go around and you had to tape everything. And then we had to put on 2 coats of base paint, because whatever color and whatever it was, it needed 2 coats of paint. And then I did this faux treatment to it, and I grabbed a t-shirt, dabbed it in the paint, and then dabbed it on the walls, and it gave this cool rustic effect to it. But I had to go through and do all that, up the ladder, down the ladder, up the ladder, down the ladder. Like I said, 8 hours a day of painting for 5 days straight. By the last day, I was so tired of climbing that ladder. I was so tired of painting. I just wanted to be done with it. And sometimes whenever I'm on this weight loss thing, I kind of feel like that, just so tired. I'm like, will it ever end? But the thing is, it doesn't end. This is my life. This is how I'm going to live forever. This is these principles that I'm learning. They're going to fuel me to not only lose the weight, but in order to keep it off. Because it's not just lose the weight, you're done, go back to doing whatever it was. No, we have to lose the weight and then maintain healthy habits. So I'm learning those healthy habits. I can't get fatigued, because this is part of what is going to happen for a very long time. But it's working. I lost 1.4 pounds this week. So despite all that self-sabotage, despite the doubt, despite the comparison, despite the excuses and the blame game and everything, I can still lose weight. So I'm really excited. Got this new book, Chasing Cupcakes by Elizabeth Benton, and we're going to be reading that as part of the tribe that I'm in, the No BS weight loss group. We are going to be reading this book. I have read the prologue and the first chapter, and it's amazing, and it's right in line with everything that we learn within the No BS weight loss. So I'm super excited to dig in deeper into this book. It talks a lot about mindset and why your mindset is so important and I'm really, really digging it. So that's my new, adventure. You guys might tell that I cannot stay focused on any one thing. I'm just like, I'm always jumping from here, jumping from there, jumping from there. That's kind of what I do. So it's always something new that you're going to be hearing me talk about. And this is going to be the next thing. Next train that I'm jumping on is this book, Chasing Cupcakes by Elizabeth Benton. If you're new here, I'm Deanna, and this is Adventures of Deanna. I welcome you to my channel. Anybody that's not new, I'm so glad that you came back, and I'm so glad you made it this far into the video. By the way, all those 9 things that I just talked about, the reasons why I self-sabotage this week, they were all in the podcast, Losing 100 Pounds with Corinne Crabtree, episode 163. She talks about all those, and a bonus one that I didn't mention, and I can't remember what it was. But she talks about all of those in the podcast. So give it a listen. It might tell you something about how you are self-sabotaging yourself. I'm so glad that you joined me. If you do any of those 9 self-sabotage things, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Comment down below if you are a self-saboteur. And I look forward to seeing you next week. As always, it's going to be an adventure.